Hello, my friends in Edison Township. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight. It has been a difficult 2 years, but it seems like we're finally reaching the light at the end of the tunnel. I want to say a special thank you to Township Council President Joe Coyle and the Edison Chamber of Commerce for hosting this wonderful event. As many of you already know, I had the honor of growing up in Edison. My parents owned a home on Library Place, and as a kid, I spent a lot of time riding my bike to Roosevelt Park to play tennis or basketball. My friends and I would spend time around town and visit the library to study or to go to Dunkin' Donuts for a treat. We had the privilege of growing up in a safe town with access to public spaces that allowed us to relax and be present in the moment, to foster community, and dream big about the future. And that future is here now. Our town has experienced significant growth, and our Edison family has grown by nearly 8,000 residents between 2010 and 2020 alone. However, our infrastructure has not kept up with the same pace. Our schools are overcrowded, and many of our public parks need improvements. Places where our residents can enjoy their free time have become less available. After the past few years of this pandemic, it's more important than ever that we preserve and expand these open-air spaces so our community can have the same wonderful experience that I did growing up here in Edison. That is why I am so excited to announce our first 3 municipal projects that we will break ground on this year. We chose these specifically because they provide something for everyone, from our youth to our most senior residents. These capital initiatives will create safe spaces for us to gather, learn, and play. And like I did so many years ago, dream big about the future. Our first big announcement will be especially exciting for the children in town. In Papiani Park, a new splash park honoring the diversity of our township will be built. Designed to celebrate Edison's various cultures, including cultural artifacts, reimagined as sprinklers, splash zones, and tipping buckets of water, the splash park will center around a replica of the Edison Tower. The diversity will be showcased with water fixtures such as a dragon, an elephant, or a Roman soldier, to name a few. It's designed with our families in mind. A family bathroom with changing stalls will also be available. The splash park will be fully enclosed with a fence, allowing our busy mothers and fathers to relax, knowing children can't stray too far. This splash park is tailored around young children, but we understand that as our youth grows older, they may want to join sports teams. And that is why I'm excited to announce Edison will have its first 2 natural turf fields. The baseball diamond in Papiani Park will be transformed into a turf diamond. Down the road from the park, turf will be placed on Edison's Jets football field as well. Both of these locations will be available year-round for various sports. And in Lake Papiani, the different play areas and municipal complex, they feel disjointed. But we will be transforming the park to make it Edison's recreational crown jewel. This includes adding a walking path with easy-to-read navigation signs connecting the entire park from Municipal Boulevard to Central Avenue. Between our skate park, 2 turf fields, tennis courts, basketball courts, the lake walk, fishing, sculpture gardening, new gazebo, and regular events, we will encourage residents to spend a whole leisurely day there. We hope to break ground on both the splash park and the turf field early this summer. I'm thankful for our relationships with Middlesex County, the state and federal officials for for helping us minimize these taxpayer burdens for these capital improvements. Thank you very much. And these capital improvements at Papiani Park will be a place for Edison's youth to grow up together for now and the future. Speaking of growing, our second big initiative this year is the establishment of our first community garden in Swales Park. Residents for years have pushed for this, and I'm so excited to finally see it happen. The garden will boast a supply shed, 38 beds for growing fruits and vegetables, and work tables where residents can get to know each other while working side by side. The Edison Art Society has agreed to organize a mural competition in the community garden, so thank you very much. When you enter the garden, you'll be struck by its natural and man-made beauty. The Township of Edison is building the garden, but a nonprofit will run it. They've already worked out the process for residents to apply for a garden bed, and a few will be set aside to grow produce for local food pantries. In this era of rising costs and high inflation, a single bed of fresh produce can make a difference on Edison residents' wallets. We're also aware that Swales Park had been used for many years by residents for casual volleyball games, which is why we decided to upgrade their play area and install a new and improved sand volleyball court. Swales Park overall is also getting a facelift. A new walking path shaded with trees will be placed along the perimeter, and we will give the existing baseball diamond a proper backstop, creating the perfect place for informal games. And Swales Park and its community garden are open to all residents, but our final project is focused on serving Edison's seniors. We are very excited to announce we're expanding the Toth Health Center on Idlewild Road with an approximately 2,000 square foot improvement project. Federal funds are helping fund this project. It will be renamed the Toth Health and Senior Citizen Center. Programming at this location will complement the activities at the Edison Senior Center on Woodbridge Avenue and enable them to service hundreds of residents. The upgraded new senior center will create a one-stop service area where seniors can receive medical attention and socialize with their friends, and our health department leaders will use the space for more important community health events. 15% of Edison residents are 65 years or older, and many of them have lived in our town for decades. They are the retired civil servants, teachers, and volunteers that have kept our town running through its most turbulent times. They are a vital part of our community, and we owe it to them to see that they are properly cared for and given the opportunity to continue having stimulating experiences. Township employees already do a great job of transporting senior citizens to medical appointments, grocery stores, and the existing senior center. And those transportation routes will be expanded to include the new senior center. We'll also expand the number of parking spaces to accommodate those activities. In addition to these three new projects, we will finally be breaking ground on the North Edison Library addition by fall of this year. Libraries are no longer simply book depositories. They are co-working spaces, places for self-improvement, and now interactive learning centers. This expansion will include a teen space, a quiet reading area, 2 rooms for community programs, and an exhibit space for local artists and historical groups. This project was kickstarted 2 years ago when I was a council member, and a state-funded library grant will subsidize half of the total $3 million project. While we are extremely excited about those big projects, we remain dedicated to optimizing our township operations. We aim to be a government that works for each and every resident. First, we seek to beautify the township. Those of you who regularly drive alongside Route 27, Amboy Avenue, Woodbridge Avenue, Oak Tree Road, and Route 1 know that they could use beautification work, some serious beautification work. And I envision a township that is attractive to residents and local tourists alike. A town with murals along our major roads and natural foliage. A town that epitomizes New Jersey's Garden State nickname. In my inauguration speech, I expressed how important intergovernmental relations was to the benefit of Edison taxpayers. And in my first 4 weeks alone, we've won over $1 million in grants. This grant money is just the beginning of the funds we will apply for over the course of the next 4 years. These grants include historical preservation, recreational, green initiatives, tremendous infrastructure projects ranging from our water and sewer lines to our road repaving program. However, beautification is a team effort. It will take more than just government resources to cultivate a township we are proud of. We will need help from business owners too. Let me be clear, businesses that follow our laws and enhance our quality of life are more than welcome in Edison. We are pro-business. However, businesses that persistently disregard our laws, create safety hazard for workers and customers, and allow blighted neighborhoods need to be held accountable. Our health, zoning, and fire inspectors, along with our police officers, are on the lookout for problem businesses and blighted properties, and I've directed them to enforce our laws. I've also asked the council to approve condemnation of blighted properties for the benefit and beautification of Edison Township. This approach will help spur economic development that we can be proud of. Our second goal is to enhance constituent relations. When residents call Town Hall, they should receive a response within 24 hours. That doesn't mean their issues will be fully resolved in that time, but at the very least, they should get a response. Some issues may need extra attention, and that's why we've created an Office of Constituent Relations. We will ensure all of our residents' concerns or suggestions are heard and addressed in a timely manner. And we will continue to strive to be a government that works for you. Our website will be updated with the latest resident service software that will streamline the experience and have each of our departments operating as efficiently as possible. The new software will roll out by fall of this year. And finally, we will launch broadband infrastructure to support our residents and businesses. We've already met with state and federal leaders about Edison's internet crisis. Edison is faced with an internet monopoly, an optimum. If you're watching, if you're listening, your monopoly is going to end under my administration. Faster internet will surely help our town grow and help our growing education system. It is my administration's high priority to work side by side with the Board of Education to address the overcrowding crisis in our schools and ensure taxpayer benefits from increased interlocal agreements. Despite this challenge, our schools still rank among the best and in the state and the best in the nation. That deserves applause itself. Our students deserve the room to learn and explore. Edison can grow, but it needs to grow in the right manner and in a way that enhances residents' health and quality of life. And as promised, this administration continues to fight against overdevelopment and the companies trying to plant giant warehouses in residential areas. Edison, I am happy to announce that as promised, the township has reached an agreement to acquire the Glendale Avenue Silver Lake property. And as promised, there will be no warehouses in the neighborhood of Silver Lake Avenue. Where's Ron? Where's Ron? Ron, you can sleep well at night tonight. We are proud of our township's rich history, from the iconic legacy of Thomas Edison to our contributions of our veterans. We strongly believe in historic preservation, and we have already begun meeting with various local groups that are custodians of our historical records. As we move forward with reimagining Edison, we will honor the past. That's why our administration will create a new master plan. We've assembled a master plan committee composed of members carefully selected for their knowledge and understanding of our vision. They plan to have their first meeting early next month. And among their responsibilities will include finalizing locations for 2 new community centers. Before I launch into departmental updates, I want to take a moment to honor each and every township employee that worked throughout the pandemic. These past few years have not been easy for any of us. Middlesex County has had over 180,000 cases and 2,500 deaths. We've lost friends, family members, and coworkers. And as I make my rounds throughout Town Hall, I continue to hear story after story of resilience and courage. Our employees came in and did what was needed again and again, despite the risks to themselves and their families. These individuals were on the front lines, making sure our government maintained its vital operations throughout the pandemic. And throughout the pandemic, the health department hosted COVID testing and vaccination clinics and provided much-needed transportation to medical appointments and grocery shopping for our seniors. They did all of this while continuing to conduct routine home and business inspections. They kept our town running. I'm so very proud of every employee's effort throughout the pandemic, and residents should be too. As we look to the future, I'm giving the department directors 2 tasks: to create more efficient processes and improve resident service. Many people in this room are familiar with our government procedures, but for the average resident, navigating local and government can be sometimes confusing and sometimes laborious. These hardworking people may not know who is in office. They are just concerned about their children's safety as they walk to school, if their trash gets picked up, or if they can make their rent or mortgage payments. We are here to serve them, and we must never lose sight of that. The sewer utility team has been hard at work repairing the widespread damage done to our systems caused by hurricanes such as Hurricane Ida. Those devastating natural disasters have brought out the best in our departments. Just to give you an idea, in 2021, they removed 61 tons of debris from pump stations. Last year, they responded to over 7,000 calls and made numerous pump station repairs. In 2020, the Edison water utility was formed. Frankly, they inherited a lot of problems left behind by the previous operators. And in the first year alone, the water team had to call in emergency contractors 53 times. However, the following year, contractors will call in only 8 times, which saved our township over millions of dollars. This is a prime example of increased efficiency. Having the right leaders, right leadership, and the right employees in place makes all the difference. The water and sewer teams understand resident service, and this administration will work with them to bolster their efforts. In 2022, the health department aims to provide a more accessible licensing and application experience and increase response for citizens' concerns. The finance department plans to streamline the tax process and reduce wait times in Town Hall. Our finance department has continued to maintain an outstanding bond rating, benefiting our taxpayers greatly. Continuing our theme of infrastructure, I'll give a quick update on the Department of Public Works, which will be vital to implementing the projects that I've mentioned earlier. They are in charge of enhancing and beautifying not just our parks, but all of Edison Township. In addition to those major projects, the Department of Public Works will repave several of our parking lots and resurface many sports fields this year. We will create or update 13 tennis courts, 5 basketball courts, 2 sand volleyball courts, and at least 2 pickleball courts and a cricket pitch. Thank you, DPW. You rock. Adults and children alike deserve safe, maintained spaces to play. This year, our Public Works, Sewer, and Water Department employees have been hard at work during winter storms. Because of their phenomenal efforts, vehicle accidents decreased during storms. Neighboring towns have started taking notes. We've received positive feedback from residents saying they felt safe and confident during their daily commutes despite the weather. Safety is always a priority for our township. Middlesex County just graciously donated a rescue boat to our fire department, enabling us to better assist residents who may get stranded in the floods. And our police department continues to transform. In fact, almost 50% of our officers were hired in the past 8 years. My administration understands the traffic problems in our community and plans to aggressively address it. The police department expanded the traffic unit from 4 to 7 officers and increased enforcement throughout the town. They've partnered with the Board of Education to conduct traffic studies around school drop-off and pickups and continue to tweak traffic flows. For 2022, the department aims to enhance community collaboration through their community-oriented policing program. My administration fully supports the police department and their efforts to keep residents safe. They are bringing back the Junior Police Academy for middle school students that I was a part of. And for the first time, we'll offer an advanced Junior Police Academy for high school students with an interest in law enforcement. The Edison Recreation Department has a tremendous 47 scheduled fun activities and events that embrace and celebrate our town's diversity. To name some, in April, the town will host a color fun run and walk around Lake Papiani, and later on, celebrate for the first time Juneteenth with a jazz, wine, and beer festival. In October, the Recreation Department will host the first ever Township Diwali celebration. And in December, a Winter Wonderland holiday village. Of course, we'll continue to host the normal annual events and endeavor to make them bigger and even better. As you can see, we have an ambitious vision for this year and this term. But I've assembled a team that I believe in, and I believe that we can achieve all of these goals, alongside with our wonderful council. We'll always keep in mind who we are serving, and that is the residents of Edison, and only the residents of Edison. Today, I have highlighted several projects and initiatives we are excited about, but know there are numerous smaller improvements we are implementing as well. We will work hard every day to ensure your safety and quality of life. We are a government that works for you. Thank you again for coming out tonight, and thank you for supporting our town.